Let's look at the measurement function to start out with. So if we go to evaluate and then measure, and if by any chance you don't have this tab or any of the tabs, now we're not going to need some of the ones that I have up, but you can come up here in this bar and you can right click, and then if I go to tabs, you can see that the ones that are highlighted over here are the ones that show up, and so you can come in here and you can highlight any of these, and then you'll have access to it on the bottom of your command manager or that upper toolbar. So I go to measure and we see this little pop-up. I want this one highlighted that says show XYZ measurements. Sometimes I'll also do point to point, actually quite a bit. And if we click on this bottom surface here, and then we come around to the outside, and you can select either one of these, and we're going to select this point or this vertex. And a vertex is nothing more than where two or more edges come together and meet, but that's the bottom. And now we have some dimensions here, and I can drag these. I hold my left mouse button down and I can drag these out where I can read them. Well, we can see that the dy or the delta y and the normal are the same, and the normal distance is that distance between is the straight distance between this face and that vertex, and the y-axis or the delta y is the same, and you can see that it's going in that same direction as our y-axis here. This is giving it our from where we clicked, this is giving the dimensions from the origin. In addition to these, I can also come up here and I can click this down arrow, and it's also going to tell me what I'm measuring. So I'm measuring from face 1 to vertex 1, and then it also gives me the same things that is displayed on the screen. All right, let's go ahead. We'll just click this off. Again, obviously that can be used for a lot of different things. We're going to create the two through holes now, and so if you click on this bottom surface, we're going to create a sketch on that bottom surface. And we're going to create a circle. And I want it to be concentric with this, and so I'm going to hover over this arc and pick up the center of the circle. And again, I want to look for my coincident mark, which is that yellow flag by the little pencil that shows that when I click, it's going to make this circle coincident or concentric with that arc that we hovered on. So I'm just going to drag this out. And we're going to accept it. We're going to click Smart Dimension, and we're going to give this a diameter of 9 millimeters. And I can see that it's set to diameter. 1, where the arrows are. 2, I've got this diameter symbol here. And we're going to say OK, and then we're going to do features. We're going to do an extruded cut. And this one we're going to make, instead of offset, we're going to do through all. And accept it. And there's our first hole. Let's rename this to wheel hole. Okay, we still have to make another hole, and I don't normally use this feature because to me I think it is kind of longer, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. So there are certain things that we can copy and paste, basically like simple sketch features and some applied features. we can copy, and then we can paste onto a planar face, which means a flat surface. There's some things that we cannot copy, like multi-sketch features, lofts. There are even some, like the draft cannot be copied. But anyway, so it has to be in the design tree. And if we go over here and we click, say, the wheeled hole, now we can do this in two ways. We can go up here to edit. With this selected, I can go up to edit, and I can come down here and select copy, or I can just use Control-C. So we're going to copy that feature, that wheeled hole, and then we're going to come over here and we're going to click on this. And now I'm going to either go back up to edit and hit my paste function, or we can use Control-V. Oop, and now I canceled it. Let me do that again. And before we're allowed to copy it, it gives us three options. And because it's basically giving us an error. And the reason is, when we did that first hole, it's going to copy any sketch relation with it. And because that first hole is concentric with that arc that we hovered on, before it lets us paste it, it doesn't know what it's supposed to be concentric to because it's got that sketch relation. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete that relation, and it paste this hole. So what we can do is now you can see here that it created a new feature, and now I can go in and I can edit the sketch. And I can change this. We're going to change this to 12 millimeter. And I can see if I hover here, we can look for so now we're coincident with the origin and this arc. And if we wanted to, we should be able to click on this, hit our control, and we could put a concentric relation on that as well. And we're going to exit the sketch by accepting it here. And we will rename this. And so what we've been doing to rename these is, like I said, we just click on that and that highlights it. The other way you can do that is you can click on this, or you can right click on it, I'm sorry, and we can rename the tree item here. So it really gives you the same thing, but there is that option. So we're going to name this ratchet hole. And now we only have a couple things left to do on this. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to put some fillets on here. We'll start with the handle. And so to put a fillet on it, it's a feature. And so we're going to come over here to fillet. And we also have the option of either a chamfer. And so some people say this is a fillet. It's kind of pronounced the same, or it's spelled the same way, although I think fillet might be one L. But regardless, in manufacturing, it's a fillet, not a fillet. And so if I click on this, it is going to give us some options here. One, it's the type of fillet. And again, we've gone over this in one of those first projects, so I'm not going to go over all these. But I've got mine in full preview. And we're going to make this first one for the handle at 3 millimeters. And accept those. And we can name the fillet as well, and we can call this handle fillet. And we're going to select fillet again. This time we're going to make it a 1 millimeter. And those will be for the end. And we'll accept. And we'll just name this one, we'll say H. And fillet. And select fillet again. This one will be a 2 millimeter. And this we're going to zoom in. We're going to get around here. And then we're going to do around here. And say OK. Oh, didn't like something, so let me look. So I'm not exactly sure why it's doing this, but what we're going to do, let's close this. And I think it's just getting confused with those edges, but we can do this a different way. So let's just delete these. And instead of trying to select those individual edges, we're just going to select this whole thing. And there we get the preview. And there are other times that you can do that where you can select a whole surface. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to apply a fillet or a chamfer at the end of that surface or item that you selected. And now it should work. So, and now it does. We're going to do one more thing, but let's go up here to the view. And this new one that we had created before we're going to go there. And we're just going to call this last one that we created first. Let's go T-H fillet. And then with this view under handle fillet, I want you to click on there and then go up. We want to edit this feature. By editing the feature, it opens this back up again, and I'm allowed now that I can add things to this. And if I click this top edge here, and I click this bottom edge, say OK. I added that fillet on the top and the bottom without having to create a new one. You're certainly welcome to create a new fillet as well, but you know, that's just, again, I'm showing you different ways you know, to apply things. You don't have to use them all, but just giving you different options. All right, you can save and close this part, and this one gets handed in.